Hey guys, it's Dave, and today I'm going to talk about what I mean by vulnerable communication and be vulnerable to your partner. So basically, we are vulnerable to our partners. This is a fact of intimate relationships. They affect us deeply, and all of our emotions can be affected by them, right? So that is, in a way, that is how we are vulnerable to them. And that's a fact. That is the situation. And what I mean by be vulnerable or use vulnerable communication is to say that you should embrace that fact and recognize that fact and act from that. And so another way that I like to say it is that vulnerable communication is communication for the sake of connection, as opposed to communication for the sake of defense and disconnection. Right? So since we are connected to our partners and we are vulnerable to them, communicating in a way that addresses that and that recognizes that fact is more realistic and more useful, because the ultimate goal, and I'm going to talk about this in another video, is that the ultimate goal is to be connected. So, and when you're connected and when you are in sync with each other and you're feeling good about each other, any individual little conflict melts away. You don't really see it, you don't really care about it as much. And that's because it's really not as important as being connected, right? That is what you really get out of being in a relationship, is the need to be connected with someone. And these other needs that are here and there that cause the conflict are sort of like offshoots that distract you from this main need, which is to be connected. And the longer you can be connected, the more deeply, the less the other things bother you. And so why vulnerable communication is good is because it tries to maintain the connection, to talk about these other needs, which are there, and when they come up, you should express them. But you should express them in a way, it's most useful to express them in a way that maintains the connection as much as possible, because that's ultimately how you're going to heal all of these needs, is by being connected with the other person and working together to heal each other. So the more you can vulnerably communicate and recognize the reality of your vulnerability to each other, the more you can act out of a place of wisdom and say, listen, I have this pain, I have these needs that I feel are unmet right now, and they're really deep and I'm really angry about them, but I know you're not the one who put these in me, who is, has really caused these negative associations and anxieties in me. This comes from my childhood, and I'm bringing this to the relationship, just as my partner is bringing this to the relationship. So let's, stay connected as much as possible so we can work together, and, you come up with creative solutions when you're connected and working together. And every time you disconnect, it's kind of like taking a step back. You're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, because you can't work together. Once you get disconnected, you have to reconnect before you can solve any of the issues, because the issues all come down to the feeling that someone is not giving you what you need. But this person can't give you what you need if you're disconnected from them, right? So anyway, again, that's why you want to use vulnerable communication. And I recommend trying it as often as possible. I've described it in other videos, so take a look. All right, hope that helps. Talk to you next time.